Hello individuals, I go by Sam. I use he, him pronouns primarily, and this is my 3-week post-op update after getting bariatric surgery. I found this in Five and Below yesterday. It's supposed to be black water. It's 0 sugar, which is why I'm drinking it. And it's strawberry rhubarb flavored. So I don't know what it's gonna taste like, so I decided why not just try it on camera. I got one of these 6-ounce mason jars and like labeled exactly what 4 ounces is. I'll start off with saying 2 things. One, I got a tongue piercing a couple of days ago. My tongue is still swollen, so if I have a lisp, that is why. And then I also want to just get the negativity out of the way. I have been back on YouTube for about 2 weeks, and I already started getting hate comments on one of my videos. So I'll say this: if this is not something you want to watch, don't watch it. Just simple as that. And if you feel like you have to say something, just don't. I went outside for a walk in the park, and I was like, wow, what great, how helpful it is to be outside and not hating on someone's videos. So that's what I'll say about that. Audio description to make this a little bit more accessible. The wall behind me is yellow. There's a painting to the right of the screen. There is a bookcase with visible books and some things on it. To the left side of the video, there is a rusty pipe. I am sitting on a green chair. I am brown skinned, wearing clear circle rimmed glasses, wearing a black cap backwards, 2 eyebrow piercings visible, an eyebrow slit on the other eyebrow in the shape of an X, a septum ring, 2 nose rings, a bunch of other piercings. I'm wearing a black t-shirt and 2 chains. And on that black t-shirt, there's a melting skull. This is 3 weeks post-op after my VSG bariatric surgery. So here are some updates about how it's been so far and where I am after the last video that I made. Last time I made a video, I was 1 week and 5 days post-op. I weighed myself yesterday and I was at 194.8 pounds. I started off this journey my highest being around 232 pounds. So this is great. Not only am I below the number 200, which is a big deal, but also like I'm getting closer and closer to my goal, which is 140 pounds. So this is exciting. It's only 3 weeks post-op and I've lost a lot already. I've been feeling really good about myself. My confidence has like shot through the roof. I think I definitely felt some regret for a little over 2 weeks after the surgery because I was dealing with pain, and if not physical pain, just a lot of like emotional turmoil, some loneliness, but a lot of feelings of like, why did I make this decision? I can't live my life the way that I used to, and it sucks. Like I can't eat the way I used to, and like I sort of mentioned this in the last video, but like a lot of frustration of like not being able to live my life the way that it was. And even though living my life the way that I did led me to this point and where I needed surgery, or where I felt like I needed surgery, I still had a lot of just like frustrations and like, it's summer and I don't really particularly care about this season, but I'm not in school right now and I'm missing out on a lot of work because I wasn't physically capable of working just yet. So not only am I missing work and like that affects my money, but also I can't like live my life and I can't like go and meet people and I can't do the things I want to be doing. But now that I'm starting to sort of get a sense of my life again, like I'm going out and being active. I'm still not getting enough hours at work, but I start school soon. So that's really exciting. I start my pureed phase in a week. So I'll get to have more food. I'll get to have food again, essentially, so which will be new. And I'll also just like, I'll probably make a video when I hit my 4 weeks and talk about what it's like eating again. But I've honestly gotten used to the liquid diet. I've gotten used to just sort of relying on my protein and my hydration intake just being pure liquid. That's also why I got a tongue piercing, because I'm on a liquid diet, so it's just easier to heal instead of worrying about eating, so I thought. But I have chewable vitamins to take care of, so which is fine, because now I learned how to chew with a piercing that is still healing. I woke up on Sunday and I don't remember if I weighed myself that morning, but I looked at my reflection and I was like, I feel so much better. Like I can see the result in my face finally. Like I was looking back at pictures from last year when I was at my highest weight, and I remember like what my body looked like in the mirror and what it felt like. And my stomach has gotten smaller, which has felt great. Some of my clothes are either starting to fit me better or fit me loose, which is a great feeling to have. And I know this is only the start. And I think once this past Sunday happened and I could see the results for myself, it started to feel worth it again. It started to feel like I made the right decision. And it felt really good to just think about that and be like, I did make the right decision. Because I was starting to feel a lot of regret and just frustration. I mean, I had just gotten out of surgery, right? Like a lot of the feelings that I was feeling was to be expected because it was a giant change. But now I feel okay. I will say I'm still working through some of the feelings of like knowing that things are different, just because change is really hard to adjust to. But it's an adjustment and it's taking me some time, but I'm getting there. That feels great. This is a little personal, but I think a lot of bariatric surgery videos end up talking about these things. My bowel movements are not normal. They're at all. Like I can go days without going to the bathroom, and I've been meaning to add more fiber. I bought Benefiber to add to my drinks, and then sometimes I just forget to put it in. I've been drinking too much protein and not enough. I don't hydrate enough. I don't know, I'm like finding the balance, because I'm not particularly hungry all the time. And when I am hungry, then it's usually like, okay, it's time for me to sip on my protein shake, the 4 ounces of a protein shake. But because I think I'm starting to understand what it feels like to be hungry, because my stomach feels a little empty and like I crave something. I think it's more easier to identify if I'm outside and smell food, because I'm not cooking right now. I'm not in my own home, so there's no food around because it's just my stuff, which is all liquid anyway. So I'm not particularly like hungry when I'm inside. When I'm outside and walking by a store and walking by a restaurant and I can smell the food, then yeah, I feel hungry, and I don't know how much of it is mental hunger or physical hunger, but the hunger doesn't feel the way that it used to before surgery. Like the hunger before was really like disabling and just hard. I think like I would get really faint if I didn't eat, and now like it feels like a nuisance. But I know that if I drink enough water or I drink protein or whatever it is I'm doing that hour, I'll be okay. I get full depending on what I drink and how much I drink. Sometimes I can drink a little less than 4 ounces of something, and like maybe 3 ounces, and I'm already full, which is interesting. I don't really know how else to talk about it. It's just new sensations in my body. I've been trying not to go clothes shopping because I want to all the time, but now having to adjust to a different size again. I'm not fully down. I mean, I'm like down a shirt size, but depending on the shirt, it can still be the same size that I was. So it really, I think changing that is weird. It's only been 3 weeks, so I don't expect to be a whole different size necessarily. There's still so much adjusting to do, even for my body. My sciatic nerve that I mentioned in my last video is still here. I had to call out of work the first time that I went back because of it. I was in a lot of pain, and now it's simmered down, but it still exists. If I sit for too long, it hurts to get up. I have to really just like wake my leg up, I guess, because it's still in pain. But eventually it'll go away. I know. I feel more mobile. I can go on walks just fine. I don't necessarily do the daily walks like I used to. Today I did because I didn't have any plans. But because I live in New York City and it's a walking city, I sometimes, if I have plans, I'll just take a longer route so that I can walk more. But I'm not like going on 30-minute walks every single day because I end up walking a lot anyway because I live in New York City. That's sort of all, I guess, the updates that I can think of. It's just that I can move again, and I'm back to work. This week I've gotten more shifts. Soon I move out of this place that I'm staying at right now next week, and I'm moving again back to Queens and then back to Manhattan. So my background's going to change a couple of times. And I still need help moving because I'm still not allowed to lift more than 10 pounds. It's been 3 weeks, but I was told a month after surgery I can't lift more than 10 pounds. And I have a meeting with the surgeon's husband, who's also a surgeon because she wasn't available, to basically give me the okay to lift, because right now I'm way too scared of like developing a hernia or something. Like, I don't want to do too much. So I'm very much still like, I can lift a gallon of liquid because I know that weighs about 8 pounds, but no more than that. So I've gotten help moving, and just that's like its own thing, adjusting to just accepting help from people and asking for help, because I can't do a lot of things. I can't bend over still because my sutures still hurt, my incisions still hurt, but I can squat down for a while, and I still can't lift things. So just being okay with asking for people to help me do my laundry, for example. Like, in a few days, I'm having a friend come over to help me lift my laundry and take it to the laundromat. I can do the laundry myself, I just can't lift it. So just accepting help is something else that I've had to get used to. If you watch this, thank you. You can subscribe, like, or comment, preferably something nice. Then you can give an individual the wings, and if you subscribe, you can join my winged family. Who doesn't want to learn?